All right, I'm here with Connor, and Connor is here with the group that is putting up this interesting Fat Cats float in front of AFP's Defending the American Dream Conference. Connor, tell us, what group are you with?
Well, we're just volunteers, actually. We're here basically as members of the 99%. There's going to be a group protesting later.
Okay, are you part of Occupy DC then? Is that right?
I've been going to it at points.
Okay.
It's rather...
So what's the point of the big fat cat here in the background?
The point of the big fat cat is to point out that Americans for Prosperity is a front group for Koch Industries, which is just trying to protect its oil profits through a front group like AFP that advocates for policies that just happen to benefit billionaire brothers like Charles and David Koch.
Okay, so you don't think that it has anything to do with, for example, the recent movement towards, lower government, lower taxes, and trying to, increase the freedoms of Americans?
Well, I believe the rhetoric Americans for Prosperity uses says all of that, but Americans for Prosperity does not actually act in the majority, interest.
Okay, now I've done the calculations actually from the data that the IRS has pulled down on my website, and I found that the 1%, which is basically people who make over $300,000 a year, they pay 70% of all the taxes in the country. So do you think that's fair, or do you think it should be higher?
Well, and yet there's people who, Warren Buffett's secretary pays a higher tax rate than Warren Buffett. So it's all push and pull. But the point of the day is that Americans for Prosperity is Koch Industries. David Koch is the chairman. He founded it. They spent over $5 million funding Americans for Prosperity, and ultimately it's protecting their oil profits.
So what do you have? What policies do they espouse that you disagree with? Well,
they've been a key peddler of doubt over global warming, which is obviously something brothers Charles and David have interest in as an oil company. They have attacked the EPA, clean air and clean water regulations, another thing that Koch Industries would be happy not to have to deal with. And just overall, policies that are made out to benefit the majority of people, but really are serving a financial elite.
Okay, now when you talk about, for example, Warren Buffett paying less taxes or fewer taxes than his secretary does. Now you know that that's because he does capital gains tax because he earns no income. He earns income off. So are you saying the capital gains tax should be raised then?
Well, what I'm saying is that there's an obvious problem with the income gap in this country, and that's pretty much apparent in everyday life here, and people are getting more and more frustrated. That's why folks are out in the street, and groups like Americans for Prosperity, which are acting on behalf of billionaires like the Koch brothers, are not helping.
What's your background? Where do you work, and what do you do?
Well, my organization that I work for is not involved in this, but...
What's your organization you work for?
I work for Greenpeace USA.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Carter, thanks so much, and good luck to you. We'll see you in a bit. Here's their second attempt at putting it up. They're still trying to figure it all out.